Hello, everybody, and welcome. I'd love to introduce today Cate. She is one of our partners and from the Undo app. And I would love for everybody to get to find out a little bit more about this. So, Cate, would you mind introducing yourself and how you even got into the idea of creating this meditation app with your husband?
Yeah. Hi, welcome everybody. And definitely I'm Cate, obviously. And I've got into the business of building a meditation app based on the life work of my husband. So my husband actually developed this, or I guess you could say invented this particular approach to meditation, or discovered it actually just kind of by accident. So that was many years ago. He's been in the health and wellness industry for more than 40 years now, and been running meditation retreats for over about 30 years. So he's run hundreds of long, silent residential meditation retreats all around the world. And when he was in his early teens, he was a yogi monk, and he lasted in that for about 7 years. He started to see through the hierarchy of the establishment, and then started questioning them on the hypocrisy of it. And then he was quite high up in the order, and they didn't particularly like him questioning them about the hypocrisy of it, and they couldn't really answer his questions. So eventually he got expelled from being a monk. And then he realized that the meditation that they were doing wasn't actually meditation of like the body, and not using the not it wasn't such a healing meditation that he was looking for when he initially went into the practice. So he came out of the being a monk and opened up a clinic. And then after this, he discovered the body mind connection in Australia in the early 90s. So the way he figured this out actually was quite by accident. He had one of the busiest clinics in the country, and so when all the people were coming through, he was doing like 8 massages a day on all these people, and like he was massaging their shoulders, and so many people were coming through. And he at one point he realized, every time I'm massaging that person's shoulder, they end up talking about exactly the same thing that's happening in their life, that is a problem in their life. So inevitably he figured out that there's some pattern going on the body, that specific areas mean specific things. And so this is how he discovered the body mind connection. So the other person that you may know of that discovered this as well was in America, was Louise Hay. So she's very well known. You'd probably know Hay House and the publishing house and all the media and everything around her. So he actually discovered it sort of around about the same time in Australia. And then from this, many people started coming to him and asking him to teach them to meditate. And then that's how he started the meditation. And that's just flowed on. So we've coined the type of meditation that he does natural meditation, because it activates the natural healing process within your body. And it's a very body-based meditation. So I met Matthew when I was 27, and I had a few mental health issues, and I came to him. A friend of mine suggested I go and sit on a meditation retreat with him, and so I did so. And then I was just a client of his for about 3 years, and then certain events happened, and then we ended up getting together, and then eventually married. And then I came into the business with working with him as well in the meditation retreats and running the retreats. I was a chef for 25 years, so I just was cooking on the retreats and organizing them, and doing all the marketing and promotion of that. And so we built that business and ran that business for about nearly close to 20 years. And then at one point we were just having some time off, like a couple of years off, just to regroup and figure out what we're doing. And then I saw this it was like an advertorial in a magazine while we were over in Bali, and it was for this meditation app called Headspace. And so they were like getting millions of downloads. So I downloaded the app, had a look, ran some figures, and then just looked at the app and just thought, wow, this is amazing that they're getting millions and millions of downloads with the content that they were getting, which was, to, in our experience or our understanding, because we're kind of experts in the field. Well, I shouldn't say kind of, we are experts in the field. That they're just getting so many downloads with such kind of what we would call superficial content. So I started looking at the reviews, and what I noticed was that a lot of people were asking for a deeper sort of meditation. So they wanted more deep meditation. And because what we understand, or Matthew especially understands with meditation, it because of the nature of the type of meditation, they wouldn't be able to go deep, or to get the people to go deep with that style of meditation. So consequently, we just, discussed it and thought, well, why not? Let's put all we were always wanting to get his work out. Part of the reason for that, for me in particular, was because I had actually healed severe abuse as a child using this approach. So, like I went to him, as I mentioned earlier, I went to him with mental health issues when I was around 27. But then through working with Matthew for many years, I've managed to heal, some pretty severe abuse with this approach. So consequently, we wanted to get his work out to the world. And because I had realized that this information is really valuable, like, you just don't get this kind of information when you meet people in the street, or when you go through school, or even after you leave school, like when you're in your work life, unless you find somebody who's really wise and really in tune, I guess, with nature and healing, and willing to be really, really honest and face themselves, and want that actual self-development in themselves. You don't come across this information very often. Like the monks, the Buddhist monks, they hide it all away, and it's all, you've got to become a monk to figure this out. So I wanted to bring all of that to the world, and because it's such a common sense and straightforward, easy approach to life and yourself, and it just resonates really, really nicely with pretty much everyone. So I just thought it was really important to get it out there, and that's why we built the app, just because we can reach a broader audience that way as well. So
Wow, sounds absolutely fantastic. So you talked about this connection, the mind-body connection. Could you explain a little bit more about what is natural meditation, and how does it work?
So natural meditation really is a very simple approach to yourself, and a simple approach to healing, but also self-development. So it activates the self-healing within your body. So you're literally tapping into nature, and then activating whatever needs to be healed within your body or within yourself. Doesn't matter if it's mental or physical, because in this approach, we treat mental and physical as one. So they're exactly the same thing. So from our perspective, the thinking processes that are causing the issues and the pain, or the mental disturbance, or the overthinking, or the sore elbow, or just instabilities in your life, it's all the same thing. It's either your body screaming out that it needs attention, you need to put attention into your life in that area, or it's screaming out on a mental level. It's by not letting you sleep, or it's literally just the communication of your body telling you that there's something wrong, something you need to look at, something you need to address. And we treat it as though it's not a problem. It's an opportunity for you to grow and to heal and to understand yourself more deeply. And as soon as you get the understanding of yourself more deeply, then it can actually resolve. So the natural meditation is a very body-based meditation. It's based in the senses, and you literally just sit still and feel the feelings inside of yourself. So by feeling the feelings inside of yourself, you can reconnect with yourself. And by reconnecting, or when you reconnect with yourself, then you just naturally reconnect with the rest of the world. So you become more empathetic, you're more compassionate, sort of, and your understanding of yourself and others is a lot more clear, and just a lot more understanding of others, rather than getting angry and blaming them, or things like this. So it's really in this approach, it's a really deep approach to yourself as well. So it's not a superficial approach. It's not coming from thought. It's literally just coming from your body and feeling the feelings in your body. The tricky thing is, though, because people nowadays actually are so disconnected, a lot of people don't actually know how to feel anymore. They think they're feeling, but they're not actually feeling. So it does take a little bit just to understand that, but through the app and through the way that we approach it, and the like the guided meditations that we have, most people get it pretty quickly. Yeah.
And so there's obviously quite a lot of different meditation styles. I mean, I know personally I have looked into a few different ones. What would you say is different about natural meditation to others that maybe more mainstream that people might have heard of?
Probably it's a more holistic approach. That it's got a lot longer lasting benefits. And as I said before, it's a lot deeper, because all of the other meditations that we know of anyway, and that Matthew has tried or used over the years, because I've never actually tried any other meditations apart from this one, because it sat so well with me when I did it. It was like, oh, well, this is cool. Like, as soon as I started meditating, I've just meditated literally minimum half an hour every single day since, because it makes me feel like just like I'm at home, so from that perspective, it's very different. It's because it's a body meditation, that you can't get it wrong. So with a lot of other meditations, people are really struggling in their meditation, because I don't know if I should explain, or if this is part of the answer of the question, but most of the other meditations come from a thought-based understanding. So you're literally just thinking, and thought is all on it's a superficial part of us. The body is the deeper part of us. So by meditating in this superficial level of thought, by saying superficial, I'm not saying that that's bad. I'm just saying it's just superficial. There's no bias there or judgment of that. It's just superficial. So the thought is like superficial and it's horizontal. Whereas if you're going deep, and with this particular type of meditation, it's more vertical. So you can actually go down. So what happens with other meditations like mantra or TM or visualization, mindfulness, the Buddhist meditations, all those, they all work in this level of thought. So they just get stuck in thought. So that this is why they have so much trouble with overthinking, because they're literally adding thinking to they're thinking about thinking. So you can't fight a fire with fuel. So this is why people end up struggling with the meditation. They think that they're doing something wrong, so they try harder. They think that there's something wrong with their overthinking, but because they don't understand that they're fueling their thinking. And so they get stuck in this kind of trap of struggling with their meditation. They don't really know if they're doing it properly. But with with natural meditation, like, because it's body based, you really know that you're doing it, and you don't ever have that question, oh, am I doing it right? Or, can I do it better? There's never that. There's no goal. It's literally just get back into your body and feel your feelings, whatever feelings or sensations are going on in your body on that particular day, without judgment. And there's still a lot of education around all of that to be able to sit still and be comfortable with yourself, but it's as I said, it's very common sense, it's very logical actually, and it's very straightforward, so people get it really quickly. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, no, that's brilliant. And I guess also we talked about sort of mental and physical. You see it as one. How does it? I mean, we've got a huge mental health crisis.
Yeah.
I think it's worldwide, really. It's not just UK. But how does it actually? How does it help with mental health? What do you think is the reason that people end up actually feeling better when they're sitting there focusing on feelings in the body? Is it something to do with just being in the moment, being present, kind of not overthinking too much? Have you got any ideas as to how it can really help with mental health?
Yeah, so all of the things that you said, that's exactly what it does. But one of the main things, once you start feeling your feelings, because our feelings are there really to be felt, they're there for a reason. And what happens through life as we get disturbances, or you come into situations in life that are not ideal, or you get hurt, or even if you have a car accident or something like this, or you've got all this fear, what happens is this creates, if you don't resolve that, or if you don't feel those feelings as either you're going through that process or that traumatic experience, they get stuck in your body. So when they get stuck in your body, that's like, it might be a mental situation, but the actual physical tension is in your flesh, or in the area of the body that you store it according to whatever particular experience it is. So the way that you can resolve that tension or that stress, wherever it is held in your body, is by feeling the feelings that are stored in that particular feeling. And that's where this type of meditation, it activates that, it stimulates those stresses and those tensions in the body, wherever they are. The other aspect of it is that as things get stored in your body, there's also a lot of confusion around traumatic experiences, because you don't want them to be that way, or you deny it, or it was just too intense that you couldn't take it all in a clear way. So there's a lot of confusion. So by sitting still with your body, and there's just the sensations in your body, you're allowing your body to just recover the because when they're stuck in your body, that you also numb them out a little bit, or disconnect from them, and that's how they kind of get stuck. Whereas if you reconnect with them, as you do in the natural meditation, then the tensions can start to release, and as they release, then your confusions can be resolved as well. So that's, in that way, it's not just the physical release of the tension, it's the mental thought process that has got that tension stuck in your body as well, gets resolved as well, just by feeling it. It's crazy that we aren't taught to feel, like from a very young age, where we're constantly told to avoid your feelings. Oh, don't cry, it'll be okay. And we're constantly being suppressed. Just the structure of society and the way that we live is just suppression. There's just roadblocks all the way through life. So we hit up against these roadblocks, and I can't feel my feelings, so I better store it in my body. So it's like this is ultimately bringing that, or removing all those conditions that you've been taught, or the way you've been brought up as a kid, or disturbances that you've not been allowed to feel as a kid, or all through your life, at any time of your life, not even as a kid. It's allowing you to reconnect with all of that, so you reconnect with all of you, and the whole of you as a person, and your body just deals with it, each individual thing, or each trauma or event in your life. Your body just deals with, as it is, it deals with things as it needs to, because it's nature. We are nature. We forget that as well, that we're nature, and the ultimate thing that your body wants is to be in optimal health. And like the other thing is too, that as soon as you cut yourself, the first thing your body wants to do is heal. The first thing it actually does is start healing. So it's sort of like you've got all these little cuts from life in your system. They're not physical cuts, obviously, but they're mental cuts. And your body's always wanting to heal them. But because we get in the way and we stop ourselves, or we can't do it because our friends won't think about us the right way, or they'll think that, oh, she's just a crybaby or whatever, we're always cutting ourselves off in that way. So we're not allowing ourselves to just be who we are and heal what we need to heal at the time of the event or even afterwards, So this natural meditation gives you the time and the space to just let your body heal. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds fascinating. So is it done lying down? Is it done sitting up? Because you do get a lot where you have to sit in certain positions, and that almost feels a bit forced. And if you're trying to sort of release tensions in the body, do you want to be sitting up, bolt upright, straight? I mean, personally, I have a really bad lower back, and I get a lot of tension in my lower back. So I've almost get blocked from going anything deeper because I've just got this pain, this dull ache.
So generally we do suggest that you sit cross-legged and with like a cushion under your bum, just to support you, so you're up a little bit higher than than your hip, that your hips are a little bit higher than your knees, if you can. So if you can't do that, then it's okay to just sit like I'm just on a chair here. I would just sit on a chair just with my back. The general thing is that you want to have you want to be holding the sort of the weight of your spine, but that doesn't mean you have to sit bolt upright. It's more like you just need to just hold your spine upright if you can. But you can relax into that. You don't have to be, fully straight. Like sometimes I even just meditate with my head down, or I have had times where I've had a really sore lower back and I can't sit upright. But so then I tend to just lie down. But the difficulty with lying down is you end up falling asleep. But other people have those little what do they call them? I'm just trying to think what they're like a little shelf thing that you can stick your knees under or your feet under, and you can kneel up. So you can do that. So you can kneel as well. But generally, I just suggest everybody, if you can sit cross-legged, or at the very least on a probably more like a dining chair, but a comfortable one. You need to be comfortable, obviously, while you're doing it. Otherwise, you're not going to do it. And if there is that feeling or that pain in your lower back, you can feel it for as long as you can. And if you need to then lie down, then just go and lie down. So, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'd love to see the app if you'd be happy to share the screen and just talk through features, how it works, so people can get a taster of it. You did, is it right that you can get a 7 days, it's 7-day free trial to see if you like it?
So when you download it, you get 2 chapters for free, the first 2 chapters for free, and that's for life. And then there's also really good original aphorisms that we send out as well as notifications throughout the day, and that all comes with the free version, or the as soon as you download version, you just need to turn your notifications on, and then you can sign up for a 7-day free trial and go from there. Then you literally get the 7 days free, and then after the 7 days you get charged. So you've got a 7-day period to have a really good look around the app. But I'll share my screen and talk you through it. I'm pretty proud of it, actually. Now if I see it on the screen, it's can you see my screen now?
I can, yes.
And it's all clear. So so this is the app. This is the home screen that we're in at the moment, and this is where you just pick up where you left off. So the app keeps track of whichever particular part in the core chapters that you're up to. There's a little video here which is just to explore how to make the most of undo. And then there's just all these bundles that we created just so people can easily go back to certain things that they want to. So there's the body bundles, and there's the common afflictions. So and then there's just small short meditations. So if you've just only got 5 or 10 minutes in the day, you can just tap on a reset meditation, which is like a grounding meditation. And then the deep meditations, and then recent, so what you've recently listened to. There's some talks that Matthew has done, and also we can go through to our blogs as well. So that's the home screen. And then we've got the core chapters. So I'll just go to the first core chapter, or actually I'll go to the feeling core chapter. Actually, I'll show you the that we cover. So there's welcome, reconnect, reactions. That's a big one for most people. Feeling, senses, there's natural intelligence, beliefs, judgment, maturing your meditation, the body mind. And so once all of these up to judgment and maturing your meditation are all really more educational topics. Whereas once you get to the maturing your meditation and the body, mind, and significance of pain, significance of illness, the mind myth, and stop harming yourself, all of those topics go a little bit, are a lot more related to the body mind aspect of things. So I'll just open one of the chapters, and then the chapters are broken down into, there's the intro, and then there's particular topics. It's all autoplay, so it's like a course really. So it's like a really in-depth meditation course. So the app just talks you, or just literally takes you through the flow of all of those. So there's the primers, which are not so deep as the go deeper. So you've got the primer, the meditations, the go deeper, and then a recap. So within the meditations, we've got active meditations. So they're like exercises that you can apply to your life, your current life. So if you listen to those, then you just go back to work, or you back to your, get on with your day, and then the things that you've learned in that you can apply and use in your life. And then the deep meditations here are also just literally the sitting still meditations. So there's different types of meditations, and then we've got the body section here, which is all the body parts. So we've got organs and arms. It's just literally broken down into all the different sections of the body, and then you tap on the section, and then you can find like liver, and then you can look at all the information related to it. So it's all written up here on the associated actions that are associated with your liver and what your liver does, what, not on a superficial level, more on a thought-based level. So you can understand the feelings that are going on in your liver that may be causing you problems. So that there's the balanced version, which is if you've got a healthy liver, then that's how you would be feeling. And if you've got an unbalanced liver and you're looking for an answer to why your liver's congested, or there's, you've got problems there, then you can look at the actions related to it, or the feeling that you might be feeling related to your liver. And then once you can read all of this, and then there's a body meditation specific to the liver. So you can actually sit with your liver and feel it and understand it a lot more. And then from that, you can literally understand a lot more about yourself and why your liver is causing you problems. So in that way, it's a real holistic approach to your life and yourself. And and you can get the answers that you're looking for in order to heal that part of you. And also the best part is you get to understand yourself a lot more deeply. So it's that's probably it, I suppose.
That looks brilliant. So are there some kind of crossovers with like TCM, traditional Chinese medicine? Because I was just thinking about the liver tends to be associated with anger in Chinese medicine, and the using meridians.
Yeah, I'm sure
Is that
there
something
is.
you're aware of?
Yeah, I'm sure there is crossovers for sure, definitely. Yeah, because we're all human, and many people have discovered, the reasons behind the reasons behind why we get sick or ill or pains in different areas. Many people have discovered it over the years. So yeah, I'm sure there's many crossovers. I don't particularly know Chinese medicine that well, but yeah, there's definitely the meridians, and yeah, they knew a lot. The Chinese have been doing it for thousands of years, haven't they? Yeah.
Yeah. And so what about just because I've got two children that are off at the moment, and I'm thinking we're coming into our winter season over here. Is this the kind of thing you could do if you're feeling under the weather, if you're having sort of like this, the colds, the flu symptoms? Is that something that you would encourage people to still do during those times?
Yeah, definitely. Actually, what tends to happen is, as you get more in touch with yourself and connect with yourself, then you don't, once you start getting sick, you don't want to push yourself. So the main reason we get sick is because we're just completely overriding ourselves, and our body is screaming at us to stop or slow down, or take 5 minutes to look after yourself. So I mean, I know that's probably different with children because they're in a big classroom, and there's a lot more going on there, but that's the sort of the general. So I would just encourage people, if you meditate during your sickness, or if you've got pains, or you are going through some kind of illness, then I would definitely suggest people to meditate during those periods. Your meditation may not be as, I guess, energetic or focused, but still that you just sitting still and allowing your body that space to heal, and heal in its own time as it can, is probably one of the most supportive things that you can do for yourself. So, and generally what happens too, if you stay in touch with it, you'll get some insights into what it was about, and also you can then support yourself, I guess, in a more gentle way, rather than as such an aggressive one, like, oh, I want to get rid of this, because as soon as you want to get rid of something in yourself, you really are attacking yourself. You're not wanting it to be that way, and you just want to be over with and done. That's you, that's you that you're talking about. So by being aggressive with yourself and attacking yourself in that way, that's not very supportive of your system. Yeah.
We could certainly do with this in our schools, couldn't we?
We certainly could.
It would be incredible to be able to teach our children
Yeah.
this, I think. Yeah, so needed.
Yeah.
Well, I thank you so much for sharing that. If people would like to get in touch and find out a bit more, what's the best way? Is it through the app? Have you got a website?
Yeah, we've got a website for the app, which is undoapp.com. And we also run the retreats as well, which is quietretreats.co. And we've also got a book. I actually had it ready for you. So there's a book, which is, if people don't want to do the technology road, this book is like a companion guide to the app. So it's got all of those primers that I went through. I didn't go through all of them, but I showed you, the primer, the go deeper, and the meditation. It's got all of the primers, and then so people can understand, or start to get a little bit of understanding about this approach, and then you can go to the app too if you want to go deeper. You don't have to, but it's just a nicer way for people to take the information in, rather than just through the phone if they don't want to. So yeah, so there's that as well. Yeah, that's it. And they can email me, or they can catch me on LinkedIn, and we've got social media. Obviously we've got Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn. We've got a Telegram channel as well. So I think we were on your partner spotlight a few weeks ago for the Telegram channel as well. So yeah, you can catch us through all of those touch points.
I will add all of those links into the description for people, so it's easy for them to find you. But thank you so much. It's been really enlightening. I'm actually really keen to give it a go myself. So
good.
Watch this space.
Yeah. Good. All right, thanks so much for having me on. And yeah, it's really great work also that you guys are doing. It's awesome what you guys are doing. So obviously I want to
Well,
support
it's
you with that
very
as well
much
in
a
any way
team
I can.
effort.
Yeah,
Yeah.
great.
And collaborations, I think that's the key here, is really, you know, everyone's doing some fantastic things going on around the world, and it really is
Yeah.
about sharing and getting those out there. So this is something that we're absolutely on board to support.
Yeah, definitely. It's very interesting times at the moment, isn't it, with the communities coming together and everybody trying to help each other out and support in whatever way they possibly can. So yeah, it's great.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Kate.
Thank you. Okay, bye.